Here I am outside enjoying the lovely scenery out here next to a pool. So hopefully this will give us a little inspiration that this will come back to us one day, right? So I'm going to go ahead and have you lay down on your mat and lay all the way back and put your feet about hip distance apart. So what the plan is for right now is to do a basic mat class just to move your body a little bit, stabilize your hips, stabilize your ribs, and just kind of make you move better. We'll do a little bit of spinal articulation too. So very basic mat class for you today, probably about maybe 25-30 minutes we'll do. But what I want you to do is just lay here and just notice where you are in space. So your arms are down by your side, your feet are about hip distance apart, and I just want you to kind of notice where your head is. Kind of feel the weight come behind the bridge of your nose all the way to the back side of your head. You don't have to push or press or anything, but just feel the weight come back through the head. And then scan down and go to your ribs. So what I want you to do is just kind of move, you can kind of move your body around. Sense where your ribs are, sense where the lower part of your ribs are. Just take a deep breath into the lower part of your ribs. Exhale, pull your belly in a little bit, and just see if you can get a sense of the low part of your ribs coming down into the mat, or feel the widening back into the backside of your rib cage. Okay, so take another breath in and exhale, and just see if you can sense the back of the head and the base of the ribs just coming down to the mat. And again, don't be afraid to think about widening that back space there. So take another deep breath into those ribs and exhale deeply, and letting the abdominal wall just sink with your exhale. So you're going to do that again. Take a nice deep breath into your ribs, and then you're going to exhale. And again, don't be afraid to make your exhale a little forceful. You can make that little noise. Inhale and exhale to the back of your throat. Feel the abdominal wall fall. So the third point that I want to bring your attention to is your pelvis. So just move your pelvis around your mat a little bit. Kind of rock it back and forth, up and down a little bit. And just randomly move it. And if you just kind of then slow it down, just notice that you'll kind of fall right into the center of your pelvis. So if you think about that pelvis being a triangle, you want to just make that triangle parallel to the floor. So in this method, when your knees are bent, you're a little bit more active, you want to feel that bone structure, pulling down into the mat. Okay? So if you can line the back of your head, the base of your ribs, and the pelvis, at any time during these next few exercises, you'll be in the right position to get the most out of the core activation exercises we're going to do, and then improve the stability of your hips. So let's take one more breath. Inhale, exhale. And as you exhale, just connect to those 3 points. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to keep all those 3 points still. So we're going to keep the back of the head, the ribs, the hips, all very still, and you're going to lift one leg. So you're going to inhale here, find your exhale, and then slowly lift one leg off the floor. So again, the trick here is that nothing is moving, and you're really not using a lot of the big muscles in your legs. And then you're going to slowly bring that leg back down to the mat. You're going to take a breath, inhale, and you're going to exhale, and you're going to bring the leg back up. So remember, we're not looking to yank this up. You're just moving your bones, and you're going to go back and forth in your own time. So if you feel any part of your body kind of jumping or moving to help you, those are just some compensation coming into your body. And again, just use your body weight. Feel the abdominals kick in. So when you're doing it well, then you're going to feel the abdominal, the preparation your body needs for the movement. So you're going to feel those abdominal muscles sink down into your spine. So just exhale, and then you're going to bring it back, and you're going to exhale. Just kind of notice if your pelvis shifts back and forth. Again, just constantly building that body awareness of any imbalances that you might have there to just concentrate on. And now we're going to take your right leg up in the air. So take your right leg up and hold it very still. And then now without moving anything, so again, your head, your ribs, your hips are going to stay still. You're going to just hover your left foot off the floor and then pull it up to meet your right leg. You're going to pause there for a second, and you're going to bring it right back down. So the trick is nothing is moving. So you're going to do it again. You're going to inhale, you're going to exhale, pull that left leg right up, and then you're going to bring it back down. Just remember, we're working this stability. You need stability before you have movement. So again, you're working those muscles that have to fire really quick in anticipation of bigger movements. Okay, so just bring your awareness to that. You're exhaling as you pull the leg up, and then inhaling as it goes back down, and you're exhaling as you come back up. So you're not going to hold that left leg in the air. You're going to bring your right leg down to the floor. So now remember, just kind of shake those muscles out of your right leg, of your left leg, and you're going to inhale, pull the belly in, exhale, you're going to bring it up, and then you're going to bring it right back down, and you're going to exhale, you're going to bring it up, and you're going to bring it right back down. You're going to do this a couple more times. So you're going to exhale and bring it up, and then you're going to bring it back down. You're going to do this one more time. You're going to exhale and bring it back up, and then you're going to slowly bring both feet back down to the mat. Okay, so just kind of revisit with a breath. Inhale here, and then exhale. Sink your ribs. Now take your right arm, lengthen your right arm. You're going to reach to the end of your mat. You're going to reach it back by your cheekbone. So just reach it back there. Reach to the fingertips. Draw the tip of your shoulder blade down your back. Just feel that opposition. Now take your mind's eye and just notice what happened to your ribs. Did your ribs lift up? So again, if it did, bring your arm up a little higher until you can feel that rib sink down into the mat again. And then you're going to slowly bring it right back. So now do the other side. So you're going to reach it back to about your cheekbone, pull the shoulder blade down, reach your pinky finger, find some opposition, and then bring it back. And you're going to bring it all the way back and all the way to where you started. So just go back and forth in your own time here for a minute and just kind of think. You want to be able to move your arms without the ribs moving up and down. So again, you have to visualize the width across your backside. And just keep moving here, so there's no movement even in the pelvis, right? So good movement is being able to differentiate. You want to be able to move these arms all by themselves. Reach and lengthen the arm away from the body. Create that length and elongation of your muscles. And we're going to put two of these moves together here. So just finish this up, and you're going to go right back down to where you started. You're going to pull your legs up into chair position. And now you're going to move your right leg away from you. Hold it out there. So your right leg is going to stay out there for a second. You're going to take your left arm up back by your ear. Now pull your big toe and your pinky finger away from each other. So you create that length. So see how much length you can create without those ribs popping up, without those hips or the low back lifting, and then slowly bring it back to where you started. So you're going to do the other side. So you're going to reach the left leg out, the right arm back by your cheekbone, and again, create the length. Move the knee and the elbow away from the body, and then you're going to bring it right back to where you started. And you're going to come all the way back. So again, your abdominal wall is sinking down, and then you're going to bring it right back. And then you're going to reach it out there again, and you're going to bring it back. So again, it looks very simple. The mind's eye is what that deep core is doing. A lot of times you'll feel your leg muscles kick in, your hips might start to get a little ouchy, and that just means you would bring your leg up a little higher, okay? Or you can bring the legs all the way to the floor and just glide them on the floor here, okay? And if you're feeling really strong, try a couple with maybe the leg coming a little closer to the floor. But again, you have to own those base moves. And you're going to go ahead, you're going to bring it right back to where you started, and you're going to bring your feet back down to the mat. Okay? So you're going to take your hands, put them back behind your head, you're going to interlace your fingers, and you're going to really reach your elbows out. So reach them away from you, and then scoop them forward just a little bit. So I am under this nice blue sky, and so I would normally say to the corners of the room, but I'm just kind of reaching my elbows towards those beautiful clouds I'm seeing up there. And let your head hang back, and now you're going to just curl yourself up. So the whole idea is that you are carrying your rib cage up to the sky up above you. Your ribs are coming down, and again, your pelvis is in that neutral pelvis. Okay? So if you're not sure, you can always put one hand down on the pelvis. Make sure it's staying nice and flat. Okay? And you're just going to do this one more time. You're going to hold it up there. Hold it. So now take some breaths here. So take those breaths, breathe into your ribs, and then exhale. And breathe into your ribs, and exhale, and breathe into your ribs, and exhale, and go ahead and bring it back down. So let's go ahead and bring the legs back into chair position. Let your ankles kind of come down to about your knees. Okay, so I don't want you to see your ankles up here. I want them down level with your knees. Your ankles are nice, relaxed. And you're going to curl yourself up right here. So you're going to curl up. You're going to try to hold it. So take that deep breath again into your ribs. Exhale. Let your sternum bone kind of sink down. And now you're going to take your right leg down, hover it, and you're going to bring it right back up. And the left leg down, hover it, and come back up. So again, you want to have a stable body. So think, what is still, okay? The base of the ribs are still. The hips are still, okay? So you don't want to feel any buoyancy coming up off your back, and you're just taking your legs for a walk, okay? If your neck starts to hurt, you can absolutely put your head down, but the trick is to really pull your head backwards into your hand, okay? And then that will even get you deeper into your core. It's all connected all the way up and down. You're going to do this one more time, and then you're going to go ahead, hold those legs up in chair, and you're going to bring your head back down. Your arms are going to come back down to your sides. So let's go ahead and revisit the pelvis here. So just use your tuck and tilt. So think about a marble in your belly button. Roll that marble down towards your pubic bone, and then roll the marble back towards your belly button. Roll the marble towards your pubic bone and back towards your belly button. So again, can you do that without gripping with your feet, without your upper body kind of wiggling around? And again, the floor is your best friend here. The floor is great for you to kind of feel if you're getting that lift. So again, if you are, just make it a little smaller, but we're going to build on this. So what I want you to do now is just kind of find the neutral. Just slow it down. Press your feet into the mat. So find the four corners of your feet and press them down. And you should feel your hips get a little lighter when you really press your feet down into the mat. And you're going to just slowly let your hips come up off the floor. So you're going to bring your hips up. You're going to reach your fingertips towards your heels and just kind of draw your knees in just a little bit closer. It's just an idea. And again, the trick here is we want to get the work into the glutes here. So I want you to just think about lifting your pelvis, kind of get a sense that your weight is not coming any higher up into your ribs. You just find the low rib cage. That's all you need to do. And then you can really energize those knees up, really send the energy of your thighs out to the space out in front of you. And then you're going to soften everything, and you're going to roll yourself right back down to where you started, and then finally relaxing those hips. So you're going to do that again. You're going to pull your legs down into the mat. You're going to lift up, feel the energy of those knees coming just a little closer to one another, and then feel the energy of your fingertips reaching to the end of your mat. So again, stand into your feet a little stronger, and then lift the shape of your hips up a little higher without going any higher up into your ribs. Hold it right there. Soften everything and allow it to come back down. And we're going to do that again. So you're going to stand into your feet. You're going to lift up. Hold it there. Take an exhale. Stand into your feet a little stronger. Pull the shape of your hips up a little higher. You can even kind of poke yourself in that gluteal fold there and just get a little bit of a lift right there. And then slowly, slowly, slowly bring it back down. So we're going to do this one more time. We're going to add on to it. So you're going to come up. You're going to stay still. So put a lot of energy into your left foot. So pull your left foot down into the mat. Reach your right knee up. So again, your right leg, there's your knee float again, okay? So you're going to stay here for just a second. So you're going to pull your left knee in a little bit, really stand down into your foot, lift the shape of your leg from the gluteal fold up, and you should be shaking in the back side of your thigh. It doesn't take much. And you're going to bring it back down, and now your left foot is going to go up. So you're going to pull the right foot down into the mat, lift your left foot up, and you're going to bring it back down, and you're going to pull. Now, if you start to cramp, just come down out of it and reset. Sometimes cramping is just a muscle misfire. Got to work on the timing. Really pull the leg down. Just keep walking back and forth. Try to keep your hips in one spot. You can also kind of pull your hands up underneath your hips and allow your hips to just kind of help yourself stay in alignment. And then you're going to go ahead and bring this back down. So soften your chest. Soften your mid-spine, and then all the way down into the pelvis right here. So just kind of rock it out again. Just kind of randomly move it. Give yourself a little bit of reprieve right there. So what I want you to do next is go back and visit your arms. So reach your arms to the end of your mat. You're going to take your arms back to your cheekbones. You're going to make a circle. You're going to come all the way around. You're going to reach back to your cheekbones, and you're going to make a circle. So again, where are you able to reach? How far can you reach today without your ribs? So if you're not sure, put your hands on your ribs and see. You'll feel your ribs kind of flare up into your hand if you're really reaching from your back. So again, stable shoulder girdle allows the arms to move all by themselves. And we're going to keep adding to this. So this is your base right here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in your curl. So go ahead and curl yourself up. Take your eye gaze out over your knees. Lighten up your feet. And make sure, sometimes you have to kind of go and tilt your pelvis a little bit. There you go. You're just going to keep going. You're going to slowly lift your legs up into chair position. And again, this might be enough, Or if you're feeling adventurous, both legs slide out at the same time and then pull it back and around. Pull both legs out, you got it, and then pull it back in. So just like your legs are just on a tabletop, they're just sliding back and forth on the top of the table. The further your legs go out, the harder you have to really pull your abdominal muscles in and up. And again, if your neck is getting sore, take one hand behind your head. You can always support it. Okay, one more time. And you're going to slowly bring yourself back down. You can hug your knees into your chest, give yourself a little bit of a rock back and forth, and then you're going to place your feet back down onto the mat. You're going to take your hands back behind your head. You're going to interlace your fingers again, and there's that idea that your head is pulling backwards into your hand. You're going to curl yourself up. So find that little curl, pull your elbows out of your ears and slightly forward. So you're going to introduce some twisting here. So you're going to think about your right rib cage. Pull your right rib cage behind you, and that's going to make you rotate. You're going to come back through your center, and then you're going to rotate over to the other side. Okay? So we want to start with this small little idea of moving from your ribs. So a lot of times rotation, you'll turn with your head, you'll even turn with your hips, and we skip the middle part. So again, just kind of let your eye gaze go with you. Pay attention that your hips are not moving, okay? And we're going to build. Okay, so it builds off this base move here of being able to move those ribs. So when you rotate right, knee float your right leg up, bring it back down. When you rotate left, knee float your left leg up and bring it down. You're just going to go back and forth like this. And again, if you're feeling it in your neck, you might be turning your head. Let your head really hang heavy. I always like to think about body weight through my ribs. So I like to pull my ribs back behind me to create that twist. And then you're going to go ahead, you can stay right here if you'd rather, or bring your legs back up into chair position and continue to twist. And then you can add your opposite leg. Okay, so again, we reach from the back side of your leg. Your leg muscles are actually very light. There's no reason to keep them all tense because those big muscles will take over, and then we miss these small little rotational muscles we want to work on. So again, just kind of rotate. If you're feeling it in your back, same rules, your legs go higher, you shorten your movement a little bit, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can definitely lower those legs so they're more parallel to the floor. But again, if you lose that connection to your front, if you feel it in your back, then that is an indication to you, you're just not there today. Okay? Some days you can do it just fine, and other days not so much. And you're going to do this one more time. And then go ahead and just hug those knees right into your chest. And you're going to grab the backs of your thighs. You're going to press your thighs into your hands. You're going to sit yourself up. And I'm going to put you on all fours here. So if you go onto all fours, I want you now to think about the same thing. So think about if you were still laying on the floor. So if your head's down here, you're going to be out of alignment. So kind of draw your chin backwards so that you're nice and long through the back side of your neck. Make sure your knees are right up underneath your hips, your hands are right underneath your shoulders. Think about your breastbone. So you're going to lift your breastbone up to the ceiling, and your head will just nod. Press your breastbone back down to the floor. And you're going to lift that breastbone up again, and then you're going to come back. So now this time, take that breastbone up, hold it there. Take an inhale into your ribs. Exhale, pull the belly up. Pull it up, up, up. And then let it come back to neutral. So you're going to exhale, pull the breastbone up, inhale here, exhale, pull the belly up a little higher, up, 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 and then return it back. You're going to do this one more time. You're going to inhale up, exhale, push the floor away from you, push, push, push the floor away, round your back up, and then slowly bring it back down to neutral. Remember that. So I'm going to bring you around, and I'm going to have you sit upright onto your sitting bones. So find your sitting bones. You can move the flesh out of the way, flex your ankles, reach your arms out in front of you. So again, reach, let your shoulder blades kind of come wide on your back. It's okay. So remember, there's the breastbone, right? So the breastbone there, you're going to round around that breastbone. It's like it's coming in and up around your heart. You reach out over your toes. You're going to pull your abdominals way back. Exhale. Find the abdominals, and then find the lower part of your spine. Rebuild it all the way back up and kind of let your shoulders hang heavy. So you can do it again. You're going to inhale, exhale. Just think, around the breastbone. You're coming up and over. Nothing is coming behind you. So you're not sitting back here, right? and you're not, if you can see your pubic bone out in front of you, you are too far back. You won't get it. So you got to get yourself up. Some of you I know have to bend your knees, right? So exhale, and then you're going to slowly bring it back up, and you're going to exhale, and you're going to bring it right back up, and you're going to exhale. So you're getting your spine stretched. You're getting that up and over, and exhale. And then you're going to slowly bring that all the way back up. So come around back onto all fours again. So I'm going to bring on all fours. You can use your forearms for this, so you can come all the way down here. But again, if you can use your forearms, really press the floor away from you. Okay, so the more you can press your floor away, get your body weight over your arms, then get some weight bearing into your arms. And you're going to go ahead, you're going to take your right arm off the mat, let it come out to the side. And as you let it come out to the side, your body will shift to the left. So just think about bringing your body weight back over to the right side until you start shaking a little bit. Okay, it doesn't matter how strong you are, you should be able to get over to the right, be in a good position, and feel a little bit of shake going on in that core. Now just move your arm behind you, bring it out over your head. Your arm is really not doing anything. It's just freely moving. And again, the arm is staying straight, but it's not staying real strong and active. I just want you to feel the easy movement and the reaction of the core. What has to happen to allow that easy movement is you have that activation of the core. You're constantly leaning over to the right. It's surprisingly difficult to stabilize like that. And we're going to do this a couple more times. And then you're going to let your arm come back to where you started. So again, push your arms away from you like you're trying to push the floor away. So now your left arm is going to go out. You're going to shift your body weight over to the left side a bit. And then you're going to do the same thing. So you're going to go ahead and move your arm nice and easy. And just kind of dusting the floor here. Good. And just back and forth a couple more times. And then you're going to go ahead and bring it back to where you started right here. So you're going to walk your legs back. You're going to find the floor. So what you're going to do is you're going to place your hands just underneath your shoulders. You're going to point your elbows back to the space behind you towards your heels. Take your eye gaze down at your floor. Same thing. Nod your chin down. So again, you can use that fist. You can put that fist between your chin and your chest. Now just give yourself a couple of the tuck and tilts. Okay? So become aware of your gluteal fold, and like there's weight right down there in that gluteal fold. Okay? Nice and weighted down there. Pull your elbows back nice and strong. And then lift your chest, just your chest. Hold it up there for a second. Okay, so now your elbows are actively pulling back, your shoulder blades are down, and visualize the light beams coming right out of the center of your chest. And then you're going to elongate yourself back down, reach your tailbone away from you. So you're going to pull your elbows back, you're going to lift up. So again, keep your eye gaze forward, keep your chin down, pull those elbows back, and then elongate yourself back down. And again, elbows back. Lower your ribs and lift your chest, and then slowly bring it back down. We're going to do this one more time. You're going to lengthen and lift, and then you're going to bring it back down. Let go of the floor. Put your hands underneath your forehead. So what I want you to do is press your forehead into your hands, and then you're going to just lift your head up just a few inches. Okay, so now your hands and your forehead are making a nice even match. So same thing. Find your gluteal fold. Find it down into the mat. If you're getting an ouchy back, move your legs a little bit wider. Okay, so just go ahead and lift, hold it, rotate to your right, come back to center, rotate to your left, center, lengthen as you come back down. So you're going to do it again. So keep thinking about what's still. Believe it or not, you will use your lower back to lift your upper body sometimes, and then lengthen as you come back down. So again, press that pubic bone down into the mat. You're going to lift, you're going to rotate right, center, left, center, elongate yourself back down. One more time. You're going to come up, you're going to rotate right, center, left, center, and then go ahead and back down. Leave your head there, leave your legs there, keep your pubic bone down in the mat, bend your right knee, flex your ankle. So what I want you to do is think about the top of your thigh, and then lift the top of your thigh right up to the ceiling. So press your heel up there, stay up there. So now your opposite hip probably lifted. Think about really pressing that opposite hip down into the mat. Hold it up there, you might be shaking, and then lay it back down. So you're going to do that again. You're going to lengthen and lift, Same leg, and you're going to bring it right back down. You're going to lengthen and lift. So visualize the knee really pulling away from your hips. So you want to get that length through the front thigh and just get that lift of the thigh up off the mat. You're going to do this one more time. Hold it up there and just a little pulse. Little pulse, little pulse. Flex your ankle, reach to your heel, pubic bone down, opposite hip down. Lots to think about here. And 3, 2, and 1, and then lay it down. So you're going to take the other side. You're going to flex the ankle. You're going to keep the hips down. Go ahead and find your lift. So if you're having a hard time with this, take your hand, put it underneath your hip. So you would put it underneath your hip as you lift the leg, and then press your hip into your hand, and that will help you find it. So flex and hold. Keep your opposite hip down, and slowly bring it back down. So do that again. You're going to come up and hold, and you're going to bring it right back down. So flex, lift up and hold, and down. So again, no movement. So you don't want to be rocking side to side in your hips. And again, when you have the hips square, again, you're going to get that preparatory stability of the abdominals and the lower back, the stability that you need in order to have movement. Now, a lot of times we carry our leg behind us, our back arches and moves a little bit too much, and over time we have some lower back pain. You're going to go ahead, you're going to hold it up there, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, little pulse, and 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then finally let it come all the way back down. Place your hands up under your shoulders and bring yourself up and back for a nice child's pose. So just reach your arms out in front, press your, kind of stretch your hips back over your heels. Take a nice deep breath. Fill the lungs up with air and exhale. Fill the lungs up with air and exhale. Good. Hate to tell you this, but it's really nice to be breathing in some fresh air here. And then exhale one more time. So inhale, and then go ahead and exhale it right back out. So now what I want you to do is come up on all fours again. And again, just kind of move your body around. Just kind of move forward and back a little bit, and just settle somewhere into the center. So we're going to go back to what we did a few minutes ago. You're going to draw your abdominal muscles in. You're going to take your right arm. You're going to reach it out to the side. Bring your body weight over to the right a little bit. Get that shake again. Now, instead of moving the arm, your arm's going to stay still. You're going to find your ribs, and you're going to rotate with your ribs. You're going to open, and then you're going to come back, and you're going to open. Now, the hard part is not falling open, right? That's great for other things, but again, I want to put some rotation back into your body, right? Keep driving that arm down into the ground, and you're going to do this one more time, and you're going to bring it back to where you started. So you're going to press your arms out, okay? So now the other arm is going to go out, and you're going to rotate, and you're going to bring it back, and you're going to rotate your ribs, and bring it back. So make sure you're not looking with your eyes. Find your ribs. You can do this one more time. And go ahead and find it back here. So you're going to bring your legs around. You're going to sit up into your sitting bones. Okay. So take your feet about hip width apart. Find your sitting bones. So again, if you have a tight back and tight hamstrings, I can guarantee you're sitting back here. So you might have to bend your knees. You might have to even find a pillow to put up underneath you. Reach your arms out here. So now you've seen this position, but now we're going to rotate. I just put it into your body. So think of your right rib cage. Move, pulse it twice, come back to center. Move to your left, pulse it twice, and come back to center. And move it around. And as you do, think tall thoughts. So think, you are pulling up through the center of your body. You are finding your pubic bone and the diaphragm are moving away from each other. So your diaphragm is pulling up and away, okay? And it goes all the way through the crown of the head. So you are getting this spiraling motion up, okay? So that's why it looks small, it looks controlled, but again, internally, you're getting these small stabilizing muscles to work to allow for this rotation. So again, isolated rotation isn't that far. If you're getting all the way this way, that's nice, but you're probably using your shoulders a lot, you're probably whipping your arm around, okay? And you're going to do this one more time each side. So you're going to rotate and come back to center. And you're going to rotate and go ahead and come back to center. You're going to straighten out your legs. And then you're going to curl your pelvis. Reach your arms out in front. You're going to roll yourself back. So keep reaching your legs, keep reaching your legs, keep reaching your legs. And then finally go ahead and land yourself back down. So what I'm going to have you do is just revisit ground zero. So just kind of go back, find the crown of the head, find the ribs, find the base of your hips, bring your legs up into chair position. Okay, so now you're going to do these thigh arcs. So we're going to take the back sides of your thighs and you're just going to arc them down towards the floor. You're going to stop and you're going to bring them right back up to where you started. So things to feel, right? So can you do that without your abdominal muscles doming? So a good thing to do is if you're by yourself, put your hands over your belly, bring your legs back down. Don't let your belly push into your hands. Okay, that's a good way to kind of think about it. If they are, you can always put your hands behind your hips and stabilize that way. Okay, so just arc it down over. Notice that the shoulders aren't rolling forward. Okay, so as you do this, the shoulders might roll forward a little bit. Again, that's a cheat. Okay, so be, especially on your own, you have to be your own detective. Okay, so if you're feeling like, okay, that feels good, you can straighten out your legs and you can arc over and then bring it right back up. So you would inhale as you arc over and you would bring it right back up, and inhale, arc over and bring it back up. Let's do this one more time. Arc over and then slowly bring it back up. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself just a little bit of a rock. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, grab the backs of your thighs. You're going to press your thighs into your hands. You're going to roll up and then you're going to come all the way up. Now let's go ahead and lay it onto your side. Okay, so go ahead and lay on your side. So the best way to line this up is to find the back edge of your mat. So just go ahead, find the back edge, and you're going to lay yourself all the way down. You can prop your head, but again, really be careful that a lot of times people want to look at their legs, right? So you want to look at your legs and you want to be curled forward here, and your body's not in good alignment there. So pick up your shoulder and pull it back there, okay? So what I want you to do from here is bring your legs straight out. Now, if you've got an ouchie back, you can bring your legs slightly forward, but the good rule of thumb is to pull them back behind you. So again, now get this idea that you have a really nice low back curve. Your ribs are like if you had a wall, your ribs will be pulled back behind you. So a lot of times we'll give ourselves a low back curve, but then your ribs kind of float forward. So again, kind of give yourself that exhale, give yourself that width. So you're going to point your toe, you're going to lift up, you're going to flex down. You're going to lift up, you're going to flex down. So you're trying to really send the knee away from your hip as you lengthen and get that movement of your ankle, okay? So a lot of times people will say, oh, my bone hurts on the bottom, and that's just an indication to kind of shove your hips back a little bit. You should feel like you're maybe on the bone on the bottom side of your leg. And again, just kind of keep moving through the leg. Keep sending it away from you, and then now reverse it. So you're going to flex up and point down. You're going to flex up and point down, and flex up and point down. Two more like this. Flex up, point down. One more time. Now hold the leg about hip width apart. So again, your leg might have gravitated forward. Err on the side of pulling it back just a little bit and elongate the leg. Really allow the length of your leg. Now sweep the leg forward, sweep the leg back. Okay? So if you feel like you're wobbling, take your hand out in front of you. Err on the side of like putting the weight into your fingertips here. Elongate your bottom leg so it doesn't tense up on you. So just all these little things to think about, and you're just going forward and you're pulling it back, and you're going forward and you're pulling it back. You're going to do this one more time. You're going to go forward and you're going to go ahead and pull it back. So let your leg rest again. Just kind of wiggle your hips around a little bit. Get your hips as far away from you as you can. Give yourself a little bit of that low back curve, and then now you're going to lift the leg up and you're going to relax your ankle. You're going to circle the thigh. So again, visualize a spiral, moving away from your hip the whole time, and you're going to stop through there. You're going to go back around the other direction, spiraling it away. 3 and 2 and 1. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen the leg. Reach it out there, and then slowly bring it back down. So pull your knees into your chest, sit yourself up, and then we'll go right over to the other side. Okay. So you're going to go ahead, line yourself up, elbow, hip, feet. Okay. So again, if you have a low back issue, your feet are going to come to the front side of your mat. Okay. So you're going to, again, just kind of wiggle your hips around a little bit, push the hips away from you, give yourself just a low back curve. So again, if there was a laser beam on this hip, it would kind of go down to the front side of your mat. And then you're going to point up, you're going to flex down, you're going to point up, you're going to flex down. So So again, just really lengthen and reach the leg away from you. Allow the movement. There's no reason to tense up all the muscles. Okay, so we're after these small stabilizing muscles. And if you're really going to be tight and tense, try it. Tight and tense. All of a sudden you're like, oh, I can't move, right? So you just want to really just allow for the easy movement with nothing else moving in your core. And then you're going to just reverse your direction. So you're going to flex up and point down. You're going to flex up and point down. Reach through the heel, point down. That's it. And a couple more like this. And then you're going to hold it back in your center, kind of reset the hip. So again, reestablish the length. You're going to sweep the leg forward. You're going to sweep the leg back. You're going to sweep the leg forward. You're going to sweep the leg back. That's it. And just forward and then back. Reaching through the heels, forward and back. So again, just keep practicing that you're not moving your low back. Better you can get the legs to move on their own. Your pelvis won't be so busy, and it'll help your lower back. You're going to do this one more time, and then you're going to bring it back down into your center. Reestablish your length again. So again, push. Give yourself that low back curve. Pull your ribs back behind you a little bit. Lift the leg up. Relax your ankle. Give it a circle here. So again, think about that nice long spiral coming down your leg. And go ahead and you're going to reverse it. That's it. And then you're going to go ahead and lengthen, 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 bring it back down. Go onto your stomach. Let your forehead come down into your hands. Lengthen your legs away from you. Lift your legs up. And again, the gluteal fold is down. And then just pulse your legs out and in a few times. So just get the idea that you're pulling in. It's not very big. And those upper inner thighs are really working here. So pull those upper inner thighs in. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stretch those legs and then go ahead and bring it back down. Take yourself up. You're going to just push your hips to your left. Sit back towards a child's pose. You're going to come back up. Shift your hips to the right. Go back towards a child's pose. And just move it back and forth a little bit. Kind of moving those hips. Just giving those little small muscles a little bit of a dynamic stretch here. And you're going to go ahead, sit it all the way back. Now reach your arms, turn your palms up to the ceiling, and just feel that different stretch here. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Deep breath. And then exhale. Go ahead and come forward. Curl your toes underneath you. Lift your hips up nice and high. Walk your hands back into your toes. Lift your hips up higher, 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 higher. Let your head hang. Just let it hang down. And then just let your arms just dangle. Roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Let your tailbone be the boss. Let arms be a rag doll. Rebuild your spine. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Take your arms up in the air. Give yourself a nice reach. So again, feel your feet. Feel your fingertips. Reach, 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 reach. Drop your tailbone just a little bit. So sense where your ankle bones are. Is your pelvis right over here, right in between the space of your ankle bones. Feel that. And then come up your body. Anchor your low ribs. And then pull your chest up towards the ceiling. And up and up and up. That's it. Good. And just a nice big reach to the ceiling. And then go ahead and exhale it all the way down. And that does it. So just a quick little mat class to get you going. Hopefully